So to see him win that contract and to see him be able to fight for any belt, it bothers me a lot. He don't deserve none of that.
He's worked just as hard as you.
No, he hasn't. He definitely didn't. You think so? You think so? You really think so, JD?
Yes, I do. From where I'm sitting every event, he's working just as hard as you are.
Let's talk about from when I first came in. At Chapter 1 with JT Dunn. Who helped him beat JT Dunn? Okay. Who helped him beat Tony Nese? Okay. Who else? Who helped him beat Leo Rush?
So, are you insinuating that Cash Flow's success is because of you?
Yes, definitely. Because without me, without Murder by Kicks, without that, Ken would have been irrelevant. I brought him new life. He was a scrub before I came. You seen who he was with? He was with Leroy and a female who's not even here and 3 other scrubs that's not even here no more. All they were doing was kissing his ass. When I first came in, I made him become a monster again. From when we was little kids, that's the Ken Broadway I wanted. And I made him into that. So for you to sit here and tell me that Ken he worked just as hard as me, it's funny.
Well, what was it like defeating your ex-best friend at Temperature Rising? How did that feel to you?
I'm numb to all of this. Feelings, I'm numb to everything. I don't feel nothing, especially when it comes to him. How it felt defeating him, I knew I was gonna beat him. On my social media, you know how long I've been saying that I'm gonna come into the wrestling game and get what's mine. This is mine. I deserve a lot of things. And me beating Ken, that was just a stepping stone. And I knew that was gonna happen.
Off this shitty fucking product by coming on here and speaking the fucking goddamn truth about this fucking filth.
I can book a better show taking a fucking dump after eating my fucking Chipotle chorizo with extra cheese!
I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. Have I ever? Of course not.
WWE is great, man! Fuck you, Japan, and Kenny Omega, Okada! Delete! What is it, man? Can I suck your dick? What is it, man?
And this is the #1 fucking podcast.
Right here on YouTube.com! This
is off the script. Today is a very, very special day, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the first day that the new show, which is exclusively on House of Glory's YouTube channel. So if you guys want to see more of me, what you got to do is go subscribe to their YouTube channel, turn the bell on for all House of Glory notifications, and you will be able to watch the new show that I am hosting called Cutting Corners with JD, where I interview House of Glory talent. And coincidentally, we have High Intensity 7, which is our WrestleMania, coming up Summerslam weekend. That Friday, August 17th, and my first interview is none other than Murder by Kicks, Matt Travis. I will be conducting another interview on this coming Wednesday where I interview the queen of House of Glory, Sonya Strong. So if you guys want to go check out that exclusive interview, man, go over there. It's going to be hot and heavy on House of Glory social media, man. You don't want to miss anything coming up as we get ready for High Intensity 7. And the only way you can watch Cutting Corners is not here on Off the Script. It's not here on my channel. It's over there. So if you guys want to go and support me and what I'm doing, please go over there and show some support for the debut episode. The Matt Travis interview, raw, unfiltered, and uncensored. The debut episode of Cutting Corners on House of Glory's YouTube channel. I will link you guys right in the annotation that you see in the top right corner of your screen. This is episode 231. We're going to finish off the script this weekend, this Sunday, with part number 3. And my God, man. My goodness. Is there news coming on Monday? And there's no better way for me to close the show out this weekend than talk about what is being talked about all weekend long on social media. Stephanie McMahon is about to make not one, but 2 major announcements on Monday Night Raw. Stephanie McMahon on Monday Night Raw, please let me reach for the remote control and have that mute button ready to be smashed. But this is going to be major news. Stephanie McMahon might have made Baron Corbin the constable of Monday Night Raw to represent whatever type of authority she wants in her absence. But she is returning to television on Monday night. Whenever Stephanie McMahon rolls into town, it's clear that something big is about to go down. And that seems to be the case this week on Monday Night Raw. WWE's official Twitter account revealed that the Commissioner of Raw was going to be in attendance on Monday to deliver another historic announcement as it pertains to the women's de-evolution. Clearly, it didn't take too long for the outlets to report that the announcement could be one thing in particular that's been rumored for the last couple of days, but also another thing in which me included really does not agree with. One of the rumors going around right now is that Stephanie McMahon could announce an all-women's pay-per-view event sometime in the fall. Now, something that could be with this women's pay-per-view is actually being revealed on the WrestleVotes Twitter account. They tweeted, and I quote, "Stephanie McMahon is set to appear on Raw with a major announcement. It could be the announcement of the all-women's pay-per-view. These are the exclusive details. It's happening, and it's happening in September of this year in Long Island, New York," end quote. Many stars over the past year or so have claimed that an all-women's pay-per-view isn't too far off. It's thought that it could be created to tie in with the Susan G. Komen initiative. Now, the first thought on people's minds was the WWE were not allowed to have the women enter Saudi Arabia and compete at the greatest Royal Rumble. This could be a way to make up for the women not being featured so heavily on such a hyped show for the WWE. The Susan G. Komen initiative also does make sense. The other announcement, the other popular rumor, could be something that I do not agree with at all, and that is the introduction of women's tag team championships. Once again, the rumors have reignited, claiming that Stephanie is going to introduce new championships for the women, with Belt Fan Dan and his Twitter account revealing on his account that the designs have now been completed. If you guys need any more truth to this rumor, Ticket Drew also told me personally that he has seen the designs for the belt and that it is happening. He revealed on Twitter, did Belt Fan Dan, that the belts will feature white leather and looks similar to the men's championships. However, there will be some female-themed tweaks, such as females in the gladiator helmets, and could be defended. This is the most important detail, which right now is a rumor and is not confirmed. Could be defended across all 4 brands: Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and NXT UK. He says on Twitter, and I quote, "Women's tag belts, white leather, similar to the men's tag, but with some slight female-themed changes, not confirmed, but rumored to be defended among all brands, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and eventually NXT UK. The new NXT UK belts are not done yet," end quote. In addition to this news, Bryan Alvarez has discussed all of the above and more when he was speaking on Wrestling Observer Live this week. He added that there have also been rumors of a women's Intercontinental Championship belt being introduced. He said, and I quote, "Well, I don't know what management is going to announce, but I have no idea. I can tell you that they've been discussing a bunch of ideas internally with the women. One of them being the all-women's pay-per-view. One of them being combining Raw and SmackDown titles. So there'll be one women's title that will go brand to brand. That in itself is very interesting because everybody that's been talking about this is behind the 8 ball, behind me when it comes to this. I mentioned that this needs to be back when we had the draft in 2016. I mentioned merging the Raw and SmackDown women's rosters together because of the rinse and repeat formulaic methods that we've been seeing across Raw and SmackDown. Nothing stands out. We have tag team matches every week. Nobody stands out at all on these brands, and not everybody is being featured. Not everybody's being featured on a 3-hour Raw that features 5 women in a division. The same goes for SmackDown Live. I have stated this for 2 years now. And if WWE, I'm going to get this out of the way right now. If WWE is going to have tag team titles, then there cannot be one set of titles for Raw and one set of titles for SmackDown. If that is the case, that is the biggest creative failure since Roman Reigns. This cannot be. You cannot add tag team titles because you want to push a women's initiative. You cannot add tag team titles when you don't have a set storyline for the women's division as it stands right now. You cannot add tag team titles because you have 4 or 5 women on these shows featured regularly. If you add tag team titles, you're going to get nothing but the same matches every week. You can't even get the men's tag team division right. You're going to add tag team titles to the women? What makes you think WWE is going to make creative decisions that benefit the women when they can't even get the men right? Don't get me started on this company adding more fucking prop that are fucking worthless when they can't even get their shows right now. I'm tired of this women's bullshit. I really am. And I've been the biggest advocate for the women that you could possibly find in this community. Now you're just pushing an initiative just because you want to stand out. Just because it's Susan G. Komen. Or whatever fucking political bullshit that you got in the upcoming months. How is adding more titles gonna make any other title look that much more important? By adding another set of titles, it's going to be worthless. That they are pretty much next to nothing. The titles right now that you have on Bliss and Carmella are worthless. You're going to add tag team titles, and you're going to pair women who have no business being together, and you're going to call them a team. If the divisions are not merged, if Raw and SmackDown are not one division with women from Raw competing on SmackDown and vice versa, this is a failure. If you're not going to include NXT in this, you are already behind. This is a failure waiting to happen. I'm not even talking about NXT UK because they haven't even taped yet. Look at what we've been given with the women's division since this revolution was announced. Have you gotten one storyline that you can honestly say is going to make you watch this show or shows? Absolutely not even close. But no, you want to add tag team titles to a show with 5 fucking women in your division. But WWE does tag team matches every week. Why not put championships on these tag team matches? Are you fucking out of your mind? Whoever is in agreement that tag team titles would be a good thing for the women's division, you are absolutely fucking clueless and should quit your job at reporting professional wrestling. I don't think people are talking about the negatives here. They're only talking about the positives because WWE has your balls in the palm of their hand. How is adding tag team titles going to be beneficial to anybody? Now, I'm of the old school mentality. I don't want to see women paired up for the sake of being paired up. If you don't have a team like Peyton Royce and Billie Kay that go well together, I don't want to see these teams compete. What are you gonna fuse Naomi and Becky or Naomi and Natalya? They have nothing to do with one another. Oh well, Nia and Nadia friends. Let's pair them together. Oh, Sasha and Bayley are together. Let's pair them together. Which is another reason why WWE didn't go ahead with their storyline. Oh, we got the tag team championships coming out. Let's pair Bayley and Sasha Banks together. They would make a great pairing as the first ever tag team champions. Are you fucking serious? Meanwhile, these women should have been fighting over the Raw Women's Championship for the majority of 2018. But you want to put it on a fucking Barbie doll who can't fucking wrestle herself out of a paper bag. Plural. Barbie dolls. Because Carmella ain't getting away scot-free from this shit either. Unless you give me teams that make sense, I don't want to see random pairings, because that's all we see on Monday Night Raw. What's going to be the difference? Oh, the tag team championships are on the line. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. Even if you add an intercontinental title for the women, you're going to add another title, and we don't know what WWE's going to do. Do you believe this company's going to do something that makes sense? They'll create 4 more fucking titles, one for Raw, one for SmackDown, and then they'll dilute the whole fucking thing. An intercontinental title. You can't even book your main title right. You can't even book for your main women's championship. And why are you creating a secondary title for these women to fight over? How difficult is it to get everybody involved in the main title, yet keep everybody that's in contention important? Oh, Sasha can't compete for the world title right now. We have no plans for her. We'll put her as the Intercontinental Champion. Yeah, real value there. A secondary prize for a creative team that's pretty much telling you, we have no plans. We are fucking terrible at our job. If this does not include both rosters, if they're doing this needs to be a merging of all 3 brands. If you're going to pair a Sasha Banks and a Bayley together and give them the Raw Tag Team Championships, you better fucking have those women on NXT. You better be featuring those women on NXT. You better be featuring those women on SmackDown Live. And I don't want to see random pairings. This would be great. This would be great for women in the Performance Center like Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke, who are best friends in real life. You pair them together, that's a great tag team. That's a tag team that makes sense. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Sasha Banks and Bayley make sense, but I wouldn't do that with them. This is a secondary plan because WWE killed their feud already this year. Or you want to pair Baszler and Ronda? Shit that makes sense. You're not going to give me Ember Moon and Nia Jax as Raw Tag Team Champion. No. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. And how competitive are these divisions going to be? Really, how competitive are these divisions going to be? Is this going to be an every week thing where we see these pairings? Are we going to see these matches every week? Tag team titles on the line every week? You know, how often are they going to be defended? We don't know. You're all getting excited over WWE adding more belts to a division that they can't even book correctly now. I don't see how anybody thinks this is a good idea. Now, the all-women's pay-per-view, that is something that I'm 100% in agreement with. I would love to see that. But again, they have to do it right. You have to do it right. If you're not going to include NXT in this, then you are already fucked up. You're fucked up already. NXT needs to be included. Okay? And no, I don't want you to go out there and give me a Michelle McCool or a Kelly or these other fucking women that are long retired. You have more than enough talent in WWE to give me a super show that not only gives you a glimpse of what's to come in the future of the women's division, but to feature the talent that you have now that you've neglected for fucking years. Seriously. If you ain't booking a Bianca Belair versus a Sasha Banks or a Kairi Sane versus an Asuka at this show, you are well on your way to fucking up already. Well on your way. Fuck out of here. Give me a Shayna Baszler versus, I don't know, anybody. Alexa Bliss, SmackDown, or not even SmackDown. Fuck, Raw champion versus NXT champion. Make the matches feel like a super show. Make the matches feel like a super show. You know? WWE could certainly make this thing feel special. And you need to include NXT. Because you ain't getting it done with Raw and SmackDown. You know? WWE could even play off what happened in the Royal Rumble. Who eliminated Trish Stratus? Was it Sasha Banks? I'd love to see a Sasha Banks versus Trish Stratus, but that doesn't mean you gotta go out there and get all these fucking Hall of Fame women to compete on this all-women show. Maybe a name or two tops to help sell the fucking thing. But you got more than enough talent in the company to feature and make this show a super show. I'm not paying to see Trish Stratus or Lita. I don't care. I want to see talent that's up and coming, and I think it's beneficial for this company to feature talent that the fans on Raw and SmackDown will be seeing very, very soon. So I'm totally in agreement here with the women's pay-per-view. That's fine. WWE better do right by it, though. This championship situation, though, this is a fucking creative failure, the likes of Roman Reigns, which would be at that same level. WWE has a lot of thinking to do. Because if you're gonna create a set of championships for both brands, you are already fucking up. And what does this mean? What does this mean for the future of this brand split? If you're already fusing the women's divisions together, then why not go a step further and do the same for the tag team divisions? Look at your division on Monday Night Raw. Do you see who your division is being led by? Do you see the void in your tag team division right now on Monday Night Raw? If you're going to go to the extent of fusing the women's rosters together because of these tag team championships, then the tag teams on Raw should have the same fucking benefit of going over to SmackDown and doing the same thing. And SmackDown going over to Raw. There was never a need, and it proves to me that I was right all along. There was never a reason to have two women's championships or two tag team championships. I can live with the fact that one show has the US and one show has the IC. I could live with the fact that the Universal Championship is fucking absolutely worthless. But it's on Raw. It makes that show stand out. It gives at least the brand split some meaning and the WWE Championship on SmackDown Live. But there's no reason for two tag team championships. There's no reason for two women's championships. I said this from day one without any hesitation. If you're going to go the lengths of doing that with the women, you better fucking do it for the tag teams. Because I don't know how you fucking go to work on Monday night and you're okay with that tag team division on Monday night. You're barely using any of the teams on SmackDown Live right now. When's the last time we've seen Cesaro and Sheamus? Next thing you know, they'll be on a fucking milk carton. Missing. Have you seen me? And the fact that you're keeping someone like Cesaro on the sidelines because you have no creative ideas for them, maybe you need to find a new profession. The tag teams should be across both brands with one set of championships. You could still have a brand split. The mid-card and the main event split. That's fine. You already went to the extent of doing these co-branded pay-per-views. You already did that. You're already talking about doing the women across all brands. Why not do it for a division that needs it more so than any other division? Ideas need to be in place. You can't just do this shit at the drop of a dime. You need to have a solid plan in place and know for a fact that this is going to work. And is this something that the fans are going to be excited for? Maybe the idiots with no brain, but I'm sitting here acting as if I actually work for the fucking company. I only want to see the company do right. This is why I get so animated. This is why I get so fucking frustrated. If I'm in charge of WWE, I'm not even introducing these titles. But I would have already had fused the championships together and the divisions together, because I know for a fact that my division on Monday night and Tuesday night is fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. How you could be okay with the Riot Squad versus Bayley and Sasha Banks every fucking week is beyond me. Fuck out of here. I don't know what else to say about this shit. I've had that built up for the last 48 hours since this news broke. If the WWE wants this to succeed, then they will adhere to everything that I said here. Because that is the only logical way that this would work. Only. Even if you do Raw and SmackDown, it's still going to be rinse and repeat. Still. I hope they know what they're doing. I hope they know what they're doing. I'd love to see NXT included in this. I wouldn't even put the Raw or SmackDown name behind the titles. Women's Tag Team Championships. That's all. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. WWE meaning universal. Anybody can come and challenge for these Tag Team Championships. Anybody. Could be Toni Storm and Piper Niven. Could be anybody. You know? This is what I want to see. I want to see everybody be involved in this. If it's brand exclusive, or if there's one set of titles for one show and another set of titles for another show, you're already fucking up. And this will be a failure within week 1. This is your historic announcement. Possible. Not 1, but 2 historic announcements on Monday night. We'll see if the WWE makes right by the women's division. If not, this division is set to be far worse than what we've seen already. Simple as that. I wanted to start the show off with that because that's the biggest news that I have today. On top of my Cutting Corner show, debuting with House of Glory Wrestling. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Off the Script. This is episode 231, part number 3. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to parts 1 and 2. If you missed that stuff, link in the annotation that you see in the top right corner of your screen. Please go and check that out. We talk about a possible triple threat match for the main event of Summerslam. And in part 2, we go over the rumored leaked card for SummerSlam. And if it's any indication on what WWE is actually going to do, they will have been beaten out already by NXT TakeOver Brooklyn number 4. So if you guys want to go check out my opinions on all that stuff, plus Daniel Bryan news, my opinion on Hulk Hogan being reinstated into the WWE Hall of Fame, plus so much more, that is in the annotation that you see right there. So please go and check all that stuff out if you had missed it already this weekend. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. We are fastly approaching 95,000 subscribers, which would only leave us 5,000 away from the elusive 100K and that silver play button, man. So thank you guys so very much. Continue to spread the word of Off the Script. Thank you all so very much for all that. If you guys want to support the show by any means necessary, man, here are a couple of ways you could do so. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Get your t-shirts. 15 different designs right now on Barbershop Window. And I'm loving that Roman design, man. That Empire is still not over t-shirt. They do it for Roman. The Jinder Failure Raha t-shirt, which it looks to be he is off TV for the foreseeable future. They have nothing for him. That's exactly where he needs to be because he's god awful. And then the ever-popular JD is Negan t-shirts, man. So please go and check that stuff out. Go get your t-shirts. I'll be all over Brooklyn for SummerSlam weekend. I'll be in Chicago for All In. I definitely want to meet and greet you guys, and I want to see you guys wearing some merchandise, man. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Harry's, actually, Audible. We'll do Audible, being that I hit the wrong button. Audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys are going to get 1 month free of their service, plus 1 free audiobook of your choice. Over 200,000 audiobooks to choose from for whichever genre you guys have in mind, man. All you have to do is go through the sign-up process, and you are on your way to browsing Audible for 1 month, and you're going to get an audiobook for free. And this is the best part. If you guys decide to cancel within the 30-day grace period, you get to keep your audiobook for free, Free, no matter what. audibletrial.com/offthescript, and then harrys.com/script for your free trial shave set. Thank you guys so very much for signing up for Harry's, man. You guys are beast. I'm telling you right now, I don't sugarcoat anything on this show, and that actually goes to do with everything I promote either, man. A lot of you guys are saying that you have sensitive skin and that Harry's does the job, and it was the smoothest shave of your life. This is true. I use it. I have sensitive skin myself, and if you guys want the best shave of your life, and you guys want to get rid of whatever you got in your bathrooms right now for your shaving needs, Harry's is going to be your number one choice. You're going to get a razor blade, a razor handle, foaming shave gel, and a protective case, all for free. All you guys have to do is pay the shipping and handling. Harrys.com/script, and within 2 or 3 days, you will have the best shave of your life waiting in your mailbox, man. Harrys.com/script. And finally, guys, one other great way you guys can support the podcast is through patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. I just added a $5 tier. If you guys want extra audio during the week, this past week before I went to Pittsburgh for Extreme Rules, I uploaded my retro review of the 1993 King of the Ring. So if you guys want an hour extra of audio for Off the Script, it is there right now. I actually asked you guys to go over there and support. That is the best way. Number one way you guys can support the show is through Patreon. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. I will be conducting another poll as to what you guys want to see for the next Off the Script retro. So if you guys want to go over there and watch in video form as I review the 1993 King of the Ring, which is my probably number one favorite pay-per-view of all time, it is on the Patreon account right now. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. I don't have much news besides the announcement of Stephanie McMahon coming on Monday night tomorrow on Raw. But I do have some little doses of news stories for you here. I'm going to start with this one because I think we're all in the same boat on this particular story. Fans criticizing WWE. What else is fucking new? Over the booking of Asuka on SmackDown Live. We as fans have every fucking right to complain about what WWE does, and those people who usually come here and say, if you don't like it, don't watch, you are a feeble-minded fucking idiot. Okay? Yeah, let me give up on watching WWE so that when they actually turn out to be good and start producing good television, I miss it all. Yeah, if I gave up on the Atlanta Braves too, they wouldn't be playing playoff baseball right now, and I wouldn't be able to watch it. Fucking goons. WWE fans have every right to complain about what we're seeing on television. And the WWE fans have every right to complain, especially when we see them succeed so great in NXT and are treated with care by Triple H, and then when they get in the hands of and Vince McMahon, it seems like they are instantly killed for whatever reason. The game is responsible for the success of WWE's developmental brand, if you want to call it that. I don't call it that. And when he's not busy helping churn out some of the finest talent that WWE has seen in years from the Performance Center, he's busy luring most of the prominent independent names on the circuit today into the WWE. Sadly, Triple H, like the rest of the loyal fans, have had to watch several big-name superstars fail to reach their potential on the main roster. Along with this, fans aren't too happy with the way certain NXT stars have been booked on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. Ty Dillinger, Tyler Breeze, The Ascension, Bo Dallas, Sami Zayn, Ember Moon eventually, Asuka. She may be the biggest failure of them all, and it's not even her fault. Those names come to mind, but even Triple H recently claimed that fans can't expect a lot out of every single NXT superstar, which may be the case, but it shouldn't be the case for Asuka. Despite that, fans on Twitter are in agreement that Extreme Rules was yet another event that proved the WWE has ruined a popular name in the WWE. Fans were excited to see how they would book Asuka on the main roster after her dominant run on NXT came to an end. Although the brave decision was made to have her lose against Charlotte at WrestleMania 34, something I still do not agree with, but I actually warmed up to the fact, but I didn't agree with it. Fans aren't too pleased with how her career has unfolded ever since. That decision was made. It allowed the Empress, if you even want to call her that right now, of tomorrow, to be booked much easier on the blue brand rather than trying to keep her unbeaten. Still, that doesn't mean the dominating aspect needs to be taken away from her. And that does seem to be what's irritating the majority of the WWE fan base on Twitter during her feud with Trash Mella and James Ellsworthless over the SmackDown Women's Championship. Even the opinion of Jim Ross wasn't enough to sway the fans, who believe that the tainted loss still damages Asuka in this comedic storyline. The fans can't be blamed for feeling this strongly about it. Sadly, the Herculean task of elevating this feud into something memorable has fallen on Asuka, which at the moment looks near impossible as a task in itself. Not only that, but the WWE seems to have done a marvelous job of diminishing the aura of her undefeated streak like it never even happened. With SummerSlam around the corner, fans will be hoping WWE moves Asuka onto bigger and better things. Well, if you look at the landscape of WWE and the way that they're positioning Becky Lynch right now, Asuka may not even be on SummerSlam, which in itself is laughable. This is why I brought to everybody's attention on yesterday's show, WWE wants to do a Fatal 4-Way, even though I'm not against Fatal 4-Ways, or for Fatal 4-Ways, rather. I'm completely against them. I am not against the idea of WWE doing Trash Mella, who's made up of nothing but Monopoly money, Asuka, Becky, and then if you want to include the Queen of SmackDown Live over in that Fatal 4-Way, because you're going to need her to come back and be placed in a prominent role. You're not going to leave Charlotte off of SummerSlam, whatever you want to call it. I don't see them doing that. So WWE could certainly book a Fatal 4-Way and give Asuka a win. At least Becky wouldn't be beaten or pinned because she's on a hot streak. Becky could look to be challenging Asuka for the Women's Championship, and we can have Trash Mella out of this situation because she's garbage. And then we can have Asuka, Becky, and Charlotte feuding over the championship. Wow, what a difference that would make. I think we may actually be intrigued by the Women's Championship scenario if that is the case. Because right now, it is dead in the water. Dead in the water during Shark Week on Discovery Channel. Just feed Carmella to the fucking sharks because she's absolutely garbage. So, I don't know what WWE is doing with Asuka. The fans have every right to be upset. WWE should be absolutely ashamed of themselves for ruining Asuka the way that they did. And they left the door open. I've been saying this for weeks. They left the door open for Asuka to get another rematch. But it looks like they're moving on to Becky Lynch. Or maybe this is Asuka coming back as a heel because she couldn't really get over or get momentum as a babyface. And a heel Asuka would look much better against a babyface Becky or a babyface Charlotte. So we don't know what's happening with that. But, you know, the WWE, they need to start looking at NXT and realizing that whatever they're doing down there seems to be working. How you could take any of those women out of NXT and not find a spot that works for them on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live, you have to really, really, really be shitty at your job. Or you're just plain sabotaging whatever NXT is doing based on jealousy and greed. Or because WWE didn't come up with the likes of an Asuka or a Bianca Belair or a Shayna Baszler when they make it to the main roster, they still aren't featured prominently and their run doesn't continue. This should be an ever-flowing continuation. If you're doing good in NXT, you should keep that up on the main roster. Ember Moon was hot on NXT, and now she's on Monday Night Raw. She hasn't been in a real storyline since WrestleMania. She's been an absolute nobody on Monday Night Raw, feuding with the likes of Ruby Riott and the Riott Squad. Or the Riott Squad now minus Ruby Riott. Because an Ember Moon Ruby Riott match would actually be very good. They're two of the most talented women on the roster. Or teaming with Nia Jax. Or in a nothing match against Mickie James. She hasn't been in a featured storyline. How do you have this woman on the main roster and she isn't vying for a women's championship? Is beyond me. Beyond me. WWE fans have every right to be fucking upset about the failure of Asuka on the main roster. It's like these fans, you know, they get criticized for complaining. Meanwhile, they have every right to complain about what happened. It's WWE who's in the wrong about complaining about the fans who complain, as if they're not doing anything wrong. How do you have Asuka undefeated for 900 fucking days, and then all of a sudden she can't beat Carmella, and she's made to look like a fucking clown? You might as well put her in the fucking circus. Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey, the new star attraction, the biggest clown in the United States. Move over, bozo. Here's Asuka. Are you fucking kidding me? That's what they treated Asuka like at Extreme Rules. I'm sitting there with Brian Goulash and I'm like, what am I watching here? She completely forgot Carmella was in the match. All to attack Ellsworth. Had her back turned for a good minute or two. I didn't realize, wow, I'm in a women's championship match. Ellsworth's not the champion. Where is the woman that I'm fighting for the title? God, does Asuka look like a fucking blithering idiot. If WWE doesn't rectify Asuka right now, I mean, I'm at a point right now, I don't give a shit about Asuka. I don't give a shit about any of these women. The only women I care about are the women in NXT. If WWE doesn't fix Asuka right now, yeah, you want to add tag team championships to the fucking fold, yeah. Look at what they did with Asuka. You're gonna put your faith in WWE to book tag team titles across all brands? Oh my God, man. Oh my God. I got a better chance of J-Lo dumping A-Rod for JD. Fuck out of here, man. WWE should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. Moving on here, man. Jim Ross, speaking of the women, listen to this nonsense. I want you to listen to this one clip I found online. Jim Ross accuses Carmella of going into business for herself at Extreme Rules. Listen to what she says to Mr. Brillo Head over here. What's his name? I forgot his fucking name. That's how irrelevant he is to me. Sam Roberts. I drew a blank. Brillo Head. Here he is. Brillo Head and Carmella getting into it on the Extreme Rules post show. Listen to this.
Fill in the blank here. Mella is...
Monopoly money?
Well, the shirt says money.
The shirt says, everybody says it's money because Mella is money because I'm the champion and I beat Asuka twice. I beat her again.
So, first of all, Sam Roberts actually fucked up. If she gave you an opening like that, I know I would have said Mella is Monopoly money. And I wouldn't have hesitated.
And you know what? Sam, you're just like all those little internet trolls. Everyone says, Carmella sucks. Carmella doesn't know what she's doing. Well, guess what?
Well, you don't! And you do! The internet trolls are right. I hate every fucking one of them, but they're right. Mella doesn't know what she's doing. Mella sucks. You've gotten a half-a-star match from Meltzer. Yet you're here claiming that you beat Asuka twice?
Guess what? How much do I suck now? Because I'm the champion.
And still your champion.
You actually look a lot like a troll. Maybe not even an internet troll. Maybe one of those trolls with little gems in the belly. You know?
That's funny, Renee.
Before I go, I just want to say I'm the champion.
I just want to say that you're garbage. She went into business for herself, says Jim Ross. I could totally see that with the fucking troll line. You know, Sam, you look like one of those internet trolls. Well, maybe not the internet troll, but you look like a troll just in general. That's pretty fucked up. You know? All because he didn't answer the question the way that she wanted. She went into business for herself. Jim Ross says, I think that Carmella in the post-game show that I watched on Extreme Rules, She inadvertently gathered some go-away heat. Well, listen, JR. According to some goons, there is no such thing as go-away heat. Number 2, Carmella has had go-away heat since she's won the championship. Simple as that. She was over the top, says JR. It was awkward, in my view. I understand. I appreciate her enthusiasm. But she kind of went into business for herself. It seemed like, and I think that kind of turned some people off. It didn't sound really WWE-ish. Now he goes on to sugarcoat things and, give the political answer. This woman has improved a lot. She's got a great look. She really does. She loves being a heel. That means a lot. This is not a knock on Carmella. It's just the fact that everybody had these wonderful expectations of Asuka, who just a few months ago at WrestleMania was in one of the most desired and eagerly anticipated matches of the night against Charlotte. I think the go-away heat had an issue where with Asuka and this whole situation being looked at so negatively, and there's a fine line, folks, between villain heat and go-away heat. A fine line, and I think we saw the other side of that line, not the good sign of that line in the Extreme Rules post-game show. She might have been a little over the top. I actually agree with Jim Ross on this instance. Not only did WWE reeling from the fact that everybody's just blowing up over the fact that Asuka looked like a fucking idiot next to this idiot. That's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, she goes on the post-game show and in a very non-WWE-like response, well, maybe it is nowadays, she goes after the Twitter trolls and the internet trolls. But to me, the way Carmella presents herself in this light is she's on the defensive because she knows for a fact that she sucks. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Carmella the one to say not too long ago that WWE really hasn't had her wrestle a singles match in over a year? And by the time we actually get to see her wrestle one-on-one, that she's going to prove us all wrong? Have you proved us all wrong yet, honey? Or did you prove me and everybody else right? That you are absolutely god-awful at what you do, and championship should be nowhere near the same sentence as Carmella. How you have a division with the talent that you have, including Asuka, and the same thing I'm going to say about Raw. How you have the talent on these shows that you do, and your women's champions are Alexa Bliss and Carmella? Really now? There's no question in my mind that if you want a women's champion right now in WWE that embodies everything that a champion is supposed to, you look no further than Shayna Baszler. Don't at me either. Shayna Baszler blows both of these women away in every fucking aspect. If you want to base being a champion on looks, then go fuck yourself. That's not what I'm in this business for. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Anybody could look great. Sasha Banks is, to me, one of the sexiest women there. So why isn't she champion? Ember Moon is sexy. Why isn't she champion? It doesn't matter about looks. It's a political bullshit agenda because both of them look like plastic Barbie dolls. Because Sasha Banks doesn't embody what someone in the back finds desirable. Or Ember Moon doesn't fit the mold of desirable. Or Ruby Riott doesn't fit the mold of desirable. Unless you're a big name like Ronda, or you're a plastic Barbie doll with obvious enhancements. There you go. I guess that's all that matters in today's WWE about who we make champion. Is this a women's revolution, or is this the women's revolution coded over Divas Revolution? Fuck out of here. Carmella's a complete waste of fucking roster space. She has absolutely nothing redeeming about her. Every time she comes on TV, it is one of the worst segments of the night and one of the worst matches of the year. But that's great. Now, continue hyping up Carmella as a great champion. Go ahead. She is awful. Absolutely fucking awful. Paige reveals plan to determine who will face the Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam. Wow, we got tag team championships being defended. I didn't know what was going to happen with the Bludgeon Brothers. At this rate, I thought they were going to be kept off the show. Paige revealed on Twitter today that the Bludgeon Brothers' opponents for the SmackDown Tag Team titles will be determined in a 4-team tag team tournament over the next 3 weeks. SmackDown Live general manager said, I was thinking who was going to face the Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam. So I had an idea. We're going to set 4 teams. It's going to be 3 weeks, 2 titles, all for that opportunity to have that one match against the Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam. So all the tag teams, get ready. We got Sanity. We got the New Day. We got the Usos. And we got the Bar. Finally, the Bar is going to be on SmackDown Live. We don't know. WWE can extend this to 8. I don't know why you have to stop at 4. You got the club. You got Rusev Day, English and Rusev. You know, you could pair Ty Dillinger and R-Truth together. They've been having some go back and forth, go at it. Why not? Why not? I don't understand why WWE can't extend this to 8. You know, Team Hell No, probably not. Kane is hurt. Bryan's off to the races with The Miz. You know, I don't understand why you got to stop at 4. You can find another makeshift team. It's not that difficult. You got talent on that roster. I don't understand why stop at 4. Go to 8. Make it about the tag team titles. Put some fucking relevancy on the tag team titles. I hate when WWE does these things half-assed. It's like they want to show you that they care, but they don't want to go the full length of it. I don't understand it. So no teams for the I can't even speak today. Tournament. No teams for the tournament have been revealed, bracket-wise, but we'll likely find out on SmackDown Live what is happening this Tuesday. This tournament should help spice up things in an otherwise dead division as the teams battle out for a chance to face the Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam for the Tag Team Championships. Ooh. See what happens with that, man. That should be interesting and a decent reason to tune in to SmackDown Live on Tuesday. Being that I have no news, and this may be the last story of the day, sorry for all the people wanting an hour and a half of Off the Script. I just can't do it today because there's no news. And I need to save some content for next week, right? There you go. Samoa Joe, rumored to be winning the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. Now, with Joe on SmackDown Live, he came to SmackDown Live in the Superstar Shakeup. He's had a handful of matches here and there. Nothing really that was going to set the world on fire, but he did give notice to AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, that he's going to take down all of our heroes. Now, WWE has too many superstars on SmackDown Live for Joe to just compete for the United States title. The WWE Championship is something that I could easily see on Samoa Joe's waist. He needs to be in the WWE Championship title picture, as he can do so much more for the company than what they're doing with him right now. It makes no sense for WWE to move the Destroyer to the blue brand if he's not going to be used in a main event level role, as that's the spot that he not only deserves, warrants, but if booked right, he can be probably the biggest heel in the company for WWE. Now, the force of Samoa Joe on SmackDown Live, he has not done much. He's not done anything at all. So some people in the argument, JD, how do you think he warrants a title shot on SmackDown Live? Well, there really isn't anybody else. They haven't positioned anybody else. Paige is set to make the announcement. I don't know if it's going to be one of those things where they pull a name out of a fucking hat and Samoa Joe is going to be chosen. I don't know. But Samoa Joe has already made mention that he's coming for Styles. He's made mention. And Styles had to finish this shit up with Nakamura. WWE really hasn't done anything with Samoa Joe. I guess they were waiting for the right time. But Samoa Joe challenging AJ Styles for the WWE Championship is the only logical way to go about this. Styles has been quietly rolling over everybody as world champion after defeating Rusev at Extreme Rules in nothing but a match that bridges him to SummerSlam. You know, AJ now has held the belt for 253 days, which is the 16th longest reign in WWE history for that title. He recently overtook the likes of Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels and is closing in on John Cena and JBL. Now, if the latest reports are to be believed, Styles will have a pretty good chance of beating both of those guys. Summerslam defense coming up against against Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. AJ is currently penciled in to face Samoa Joe, but if the WWE doesn't strike while the iron is hot with Samoa Joe right now, Samoa Joe may not even see the likes of the WWE Championship. So this may be WWE's only opportunity to get the title on Joe. That's bound to be a great fight, but a dangerous one for the champion. Interestingly enough, the rumor at the moment is that Styles also could be successful in his title defense for two reasons. One, WWE wants to make him look as good as he can being the cover athlete for WWE 2K19. Number two, WWE could potentially give AJ a run at the CM Punk record for the WWE title days held. So that is the only thing that is stopping Samoa Joe right now. Those two things. Other than that, I don't see why Samoa Joe should not win the WWE Championship. If that is the case, he'll be hanging on to the title longer than we all anticipated, and securing a position in the top 10 would be very well deserved for AJ Styles. Samoa Joe could easily win the title. You know, I honestly feel that the time is nearing for AJ to drop the title, but, you know, with the storyline of The Miz and Daniel Bryan and the WWE Championship possibly playing a factor into that, Samoa Joe may be looking at an uphill battle to be the WWE Champion. But if you look at the body of work and how wasted Samoa Joe is, SummerSlam may be the only opportunity for WWE to get the title on Joe. Other than that, I don't see how any of these rumors with Joe becoming the WWE Championship ring true. I would love to see it, but WWE right now, as Joe, if he becomes champion, here's another thing. WWE, if they put the championship on Joe, he doesn't have really many baby faces to feud with. It's only AJ and Daniel Bryan at this point, you know? AJ Styles has much more to choose from as a heel challenger, or for a heel challenger. So keeping the title on AJ right now, there looks to be more positives in that than putting the title on Samoa Joe. I don't know how you guys feel about that. You know, AJ could defend against Joe. He could defend against Bryan. You know, even though Bryan's a babyface, that's still something that I don't think anybody would have an issue with. Almas, Randy Orton. We've already seen Nakamura. You know, Jeff Hardy's the only other babyface, but I don't see him moving into the WWE Championship picture, not with his nagging injuries and the fact that he's in a storyline with Nakamura and Randy Orton right now. So keeping the title on AJ Styles may be looking like the best decision out of everything right now, even though I think we are all feeling for Samoa Joe and hoping he gets at least one run with the championship, because a dominant run from a heel like Joe on SmackDown Live with his body of work could be a very good thing for the brand. So I don't know what's going on, man. I think WWE actually passed on Samoa Joe at the wrong time. When he was in that match with Brock Lesnar, what that would have done for Samoa Joe if he beat Brock Lesnar would have been fucking monumental. Why they didn't pull the trigger on Joe at Great Balls of Fire is beyond me, man. That was the moment that WWE failed. They did the same thing with Strowman at No Mercy. They failed. They absolutely failed. So, I don't know how you feel about that. It's looking like AJ may very well retain the title at SummerSlam for all the right reasons. And that is because WWE is a business, and with AJ on top, it's looking like the best business decision right now for WWE. I'm getting the hell out of here. That's the best business decision for me because I didn't have lunch yet and I'm fucking starving. But thank you guys so much for everything this weekend, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this very short episode of Off the Script. Thank you guys for everything this weekend. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on social media, JDFROMNY206 on Twitter. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Patreon.com for that extra hour of Off the Script Retro covering the 1993 King of the Ring. Plus more to come with Off the Script Retro in the coming weeks. Also, make sure you guys head over to House of Glory's YouTube channel, and it's linked in the top portion of this video in the right corner, man. Make sure you guys go check out my new debut episode, my new series on it's actually not anything to do with Off the Script. It's not an extension of Off the Script. It's exclusive to House of Glory's YouTube channel only, called Cutting Corners, where I'll be interviewing wrestlers, finding the truth, and getting everybody just in the know about what's going on with House of Glory covering talent, storylines, events coming up. It's going to be fantastic, man. So head over to House of Glory's YouTube channel and check it out. The debut episode of Cutting Corners with Murder by Kicks, Matt Travis. Thank you guys so much for everything. I'm getting out of here. I will see you all possibly tomorrow with an Off the Script Extra, and then Monday Night Raw tomorrow for Stephanie McMahon's 2 huge announcements. Until then, I'm JD. This has been Off the Script, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw. I'll talk to you later.